Good morning. It is alarming what a horrible job our news agencies do, even the ones we consider the best ones, the ones that charge us a lot of money to subscribe. 2 weeks ago, Thailand voted to join the BRICS economic bloc of countries. The United States has a mutual defense treaty with Thailand. Last week, Turkey sent their foreign minister to China, and he told the Chinese that Turkey wants to join too. This is one of the most important global news stories of the decade so far. So I want to know more about it. What does it mean that Turkey this time, which is a NATO country, wants to join the economic bloc made up of China and Russia? And Iran is in that bloc. What does it mean for our banks and for our business people who are living and working overseas? What does it mean for Americans who do business with Turkey? That Turkey now wants to align themselves economically with Russia and Iran. These are huge questions. I went to Bloomberg, the industry Bible, looking for stories about Turkey. Nothing. Stories about why our sugar tariffs mean that Canada is better at making candy. That's a story that popped up when I searched for Turkey on Bloomberg for some reason. Turkey is putting more tariffs on Chinese cars, crime rates in the UK, and nothing about Turkey signing up to join the BRICS alliance over at Bloomberg. Wall Street Journal, let's try. I go to the search bar there and type in Turkey BRICS. Right away they think I've made a mistake. BRICS has a red squiggly line under it because the AI that runs the search engine at the Wall Street Journal doesn't know what it is. The first story they suggest is about Russian sporting events. Number 2 is about falling inflation in Turkey. Number 3 is a recipe for sandwiches. Angela Davis, the kitchenista, cooks her turkey burgers in duck fat and wants me to do it too. I want to know why this is on the Wall Street Journal at all. Does anyone subscribe to Barron's or MarketWatch or the Journal so they can get lunch recipes? Every month, Bloomberg and the Wall Street Journal and a bunch of others, you guys hit my credit card. I'm not looking for song contests or how to make a better turkey sandwich. Literally nobody who subscribes to the Journal is going there to find that out. Turkey might be the most important country in the world geographically. It sits right between Asia and Europe. Nothing moves overland from Africa to Europe or the other way without someone in Turkey waving it through. NATO navies are struggling to keep the Suez Canal open for shipping, as the Houthis are trying to close it, launching rockets and drones. Turkey can close the Suez Canal with a phone call if they wanted. They could also keep it open with a phone call if they wanted. Turkey is a very important country. It's why the United States and NATO have military bases there. Training bases, Air Force, Army, all of our branches are set up there in Turkey. Anyone who looks at a map can see for himself that it should be a diplomatic priority for the United States to be friendly with Turkey. Good diplomatic relations with Canada and Mexico, that goes without saying for obvious reasons. And after that, Turkey should be in the top 5. Turkey is that important. And Turkey just said that they want to join the BRICS economic bloc, and I spent 2 hours looking for US news sources and I couldn't find anything. What is the most common criticism of Americans by foreigners? They say that we're ignorant, that we don't have any idea what's going on in the rest of the world. And I usually answer that this is, unfortunately, generally true, but that it's not true of American business executives. We have to be different because we are managing businesses around the world. We have to move products around the world. We're managing money for clients. So Americans on the whole may be ignorant about what's going on everywhere else, but we cannot afford to be. That's what I used to think. But now I'm not so sure. Because if I ask Wall Street Journal readers, I say, what do you think about Turkey? They'll say, Turkey, yummy. Have you tried making it with duck fat? Foreigners say that Americans are dumb and that we're fat. We eat way too much, we don't know anything. And even the Wall Street Journal assumes I'm over here making sandwiches. And Bloomberg thinks I want to know why Canada makes most of the candy bars for the American market. Fortunately, there are other news agencies around the world. We will link to all of these. Middle East Eye, why Turkey wants to join BRICS. Asia Times, Turkey and China looking toward Belt and Road and BRICS. Euro topics, they have it. This is a discussion board though mainly. South China Morning Post is out of Hong Kong. Turkey's foreign minister is Hakan Fidan. He was in Beijing last week where he met with his Chinese counterpart. China says Beijing wants to work with Turkey to ensure global supply chains keep running smoothly. That suggests that Wang Yi knows where Turkey is on a map of the world. Fidan answers yes about that. How about Turkey just joins up with BRICS then? He says that Turkey's economic relationship with the EU is just about moving paperwork around, basically. But what we really want is to become a member of BRICS. This week, both of these guys are in Russia. Foreign ministers of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Those are the original BRICS countries, by the way, if anyone who works for the Wall Street Journal needs to give the algorithm a tweak. Plus Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi, UAE, lots of oil producers here, about 4 billion people in population. Thailand is also going. And one of the topics up for discussion is how to get Turkey in, given their NATO membership. TRT World is based in Ankara. He's going to Russia for the BRICS meeting. And while there, he will meet with Russian officials to increase investments and increase trade volumes. He's also meeting with Turkish business people in Russia. This is the Wall Street Journal from last November. It's good news. They do have someone on staff there who knows that Turkey's a country and not a bird we'd like to eat for Thanksgiving. The United States is pressuring Turkey to stop supporting Hamas in Russia. There are strict Western export controls against Russia, and companies in Turkey are doing a lot of business with them in contravention of our sanctions. Usually I highlight the important parts, but everything here is important. Biden officials blame the Turks for violence in 2 continents. They're financing Hamas in the Middle East and Russia in Europe. Many companies operating out of Istanbul are responsible for this activity, and trade with Russia is rocketing higher despite export control. Brian Nelson works for our Treasury Department, and he warns about what might happen if Hamas does something because of money raised in Turkey. But there's a complication in that Erdogan, the Turkish prime minister, doesn't view Hamas as a terrorist group. Turkey says there's a difference between Hamas's political and military arms. In the Ukraine, Turkey is playing both sides, helping the Ukraine with weapons on the one hand, and on the other, dramatically increasing trade with Russia. Turkish ports are being used to repair ships and to move weapons back and forth to Russia. A 6 times increase in dual-use goods. Those are products that can be used for both military and civilian applications. So that was from November, 8 months ago. Now Turkey isn't playing both sides. They were in Beijing last week and they're in Russia right now. So are a lot of other people. Russia hosts expanded BRICS meeting. Over 20 countries from the Middle East, Asia, Africa. We know Brazil is there too. Mauro Vieira is their foreign minister. Brazil is the biggest economy and country and population in South America. They're also a U.S. ally. And another country that's obviously important to anyone who sees it on a world map. Over 20 countries. So many are in the bloc now, they don't even bother to list them anymore. What do you suppose all these important people are talking about? How to comply with U.S. sanctions and to work within the framework of U.S. and European SWIFT banking regulations, or how not to? Here's another paper, also from Turkey. Sergei Lavrov is Russia's foreign minister. He kicks off the meeting with this speech right here. The West, until now, claimed exclusive right to define universal values. We impose norms and mechanisms that are beneficial to ourselves. The U.S. and our allies are trying to preserve dominance. We use economic instruments as weapons, sanctions, pressure, financial blackmail against sovereign states. Active work is being done to develop a platform for transactions in national currencies. That is quite an agenda. And so I'm curious why nobody at Bloomberg or FT or Barron's or the Wall Street Journal, they don't think so. And why they assume their subscribers don't. This is summertime in Qingdao, Shandong province, about 3 miles down the coast that way. Be good. To lift up our leaders in prayer. A political leadership
this earth. The bosses and managers in our companies.